Okay, good people, I'm back. I'm biggity back. Okay, so look, I want to talk about some things that I believe will be beneficial. Okay, so the first way to be able to familiarize yourself with something real. Hold on and excuse me for a second. So familiarizing ourselves with something real was the conversation piece. And I want to talk a little bit about that. I realize that there's a lot going on between the community of black people that look like me. And for me, I think that when you don't properly address something and teach the principles that your position has been given to you to teach, then you neglect the most powerful position that could be given to a person. When you are understanding the writings of books, all the principles that they use to write those books in the sequence that makes up a professional book published in America or the United States, you see titles and subtitles and all these different things to illustrate the position of arrangement in that book. And if you understand spiritual height, lows, and depths, then you'll be able to understand that when you're in the spiritual scene of visualizing what things should be and how they should be according to the truth, then there's a certain principle format that's established in order to do so. Whether it be, one person's truth versus another person's truth versus another person's truth is what it is, but it is utilized to operate in a capacity to show us how to look and locate highs and lows and depths when it comes to comprehension. So when you think of comprehending something, it is never physical, it is always spiritual first. So to understand how to conceive or perceive spiritually, you have to use reservation, which is your mind, your now, where you are currently, and what you're doing with the direction of your life. So when you understand that, then it's easy for you to see that maybe there are some things that has gone unchecked in our world as far as being responsible to that part. You know what I mean? If I ever said to anybody, hey man, I'm proud to be a certain group or demographic culture, then I understand that I really have some sense of pride within who I am. But if I've never said that in my entire life, then something's wrong. Something has happened. Something has happened because you're supposed to take pleasure in knowing that you have a sense of belonging, of understanding that you participate as the ethnicity of being an African American or an American Black, and your legacy is written in all the things that were created by those individuals. To not take that with you and understand your worth, man, is truly a shame. And so when I come to explain these different spiritual highs and lows, it's to bring us to a certain place of awareness. And people are so scared to leave the place that they're comfortable with and journey into a place that they're not. And even people who have established their mindsets based off of something tangible, that they have a light or that they're in the right, maybe we need to reconsider even that thought process too. See, my objective is not to take away and point fingers at anyone, but to allow us to become so aware of one another's consciousness. Mm? Your complete psychological, metaphoric consciousness. If I can come to a place where I can recognize you in that moment as that person, then I'm able to now watch what I say to you, could protect how I say it, and place myself in a position where I don't do anything that's causing me to be conscious of who you are. But we are so caught up in what we don't understand. Because every time I listen, and I listen very well, any instigation that takes place between us or among us, the first statement we'll say in hearing is, "What did you just say to me?" So if I repeat something, then I must be living in some type of echo that I have to say it to myself now to make sure that I will bring up the urge or the energy or the power to be able to deal with what's about to attack me. See, the problem is, if I could be aware beyond the programming of what somebody then taught me and showed me, if I could just be aware, and in one moment, when I'm in the presence of those who I benefit the most from, benefiting the most from sometimes has nothing, most of the times has nothing when you're talking to me and spiritually, has to do with something that you put in your pocket or bank account. Most of the times when I'm sharing and kicking information, it ain't got nothing to do with comparing it to nothing physical. Most of the information that I'm trying to give and convey all the time is the type of stuff that go on the inside. And so my focus when I open my mouth is to do that. And sometimes, I ain't always good at getting it right. But the thing that I do very well is I'm able to assess the big picture. When you assessing the big picture of your life, you will say something at one point in your life, and then as you grow and God be willing to give you the time to grow, you will say something else. Because the life you're living is causing you to overcome things and ingest things, and those things that you're taking in causes you to, grow, whether you are in the presence of someone that like you or not. When growth takes place, it has nothing to do with somebody's opinion of you. It is what it is. So my thing is, in order for me to get to a place where the information and the frequency and the output that I'm putting out is causing growth, I just got to start from the hip and work my way out. See, I don't really have a premeditated conversation. Ain't nothing written down for me. But what I do have is a premeditated heart to convince my conscious mind. And when I say that, I'm not talking about myself by myself, but to convince my conscious mind that we've got to be more mindful than this. And for me, that has to happen, because if I don't, then I feel like I'm not doing my part. And for those of you who become intolerant and use the democracy of your numbers that outweigh the democracy of those who have it, I get it. But I can't allow you to influence me. I got to look into the place that influences my democracy, because in it is life. I know that we die if we don't recognize each other. And so for the people that would rather fulfill themselves to completeness, I have to give more of my attention in that direction. But for those who want to part out things and become junkyards, I can't do it no more. So I gotta make a choice. And the choice I'm making is to do what is in my heart to do, even if I don't get but a Facebook or a YouTube platform. I got to do this because I don't get but one life. And for me to be ashamed of the life I've been given based on the things that people have compared to the things I don't, I would be out of my mind. I got to stop that. Because, see, the truth is, I am here and I matter. And if you understand that you're here and you matter, then we got to put ourselves in a position to care. If I don't care, then I get it. But what if I care? What if I ain't the guy that don't care? What if I'm the guy that care? And if I care, then I got to do what I got to do. And even when the guy who doesn't care confronts me, I got to understand, man, listen, bro, you got your feelings and I got mine. And whatever pulls you to not care, that's the strength twice that much pulling me to care. And you got to respect the right of way too. Because if I can let you walk away not caring, man, surely you've got to let me live caring. So many people have the process of how we should be operating in a certain way. And man, it's so dysfunctional. How I know? Not because of the people that are successful and being illuminated, but because of the broadness of the people that are constantly being placed in circumstances day to day. Y'all be easy.